Greetings. Today we continue our study of the book of Revelation, chapter 12. We'll be considering verses 13 through 17, the framing of God's plan for the ages, part 3. Since we've already considered parts 1 and 2, we're now ready to consider the third and final part of Revelation 12. We previously stated that this chapter establishes the boundaries of the great spiritual conflict which has raged, is still raging today, and will continue until Christ appears to make the kingdoms of this world the kingdoms of our God, according to manifold prophecies. In part 1, verses 1 through 6 of Revelation 12, we found that dealt primarily with the past. Verses 7 through 12 dealt primarily with the present. Part 3 will deal primarily with the prophetic. The shift from the present to prophetic is imminent in God's timetable. The past conflict continues in the present, and the present will intensify into the prophetic. Lucifer has known his destiny since his original rebellion and subsequent fall, that is, casting out from heaven to the earth. Yet the framing of God's plan of the ages shows Satan has been allowed to attempt to assemble his forces for a future offensive. After this new offensive, the limited access to the third heaven will be cut off, according to Revelation 12, verses 8 and 9. Which brings us to the change of intensity in Satan's method that is recorded here in Revelation 12, 13 through 17. Verse 13 says, "And when the dragon saw that he was cast out unto the earth, he persecuted the woman which brought forth the man-child. And to the woman were given 2 wings of a great eagle, that she might fly into the wilderness, into her place, where she is nourished for a time, and times, and half a time, from the face of the serpent. And the serpent cast out of his mouth waters as a flood after the woman, that he might cause her to be carried away of the flood. And the earth helped the woman, and the earth opened her mouth, and swallowed up the flood which the dragon cast out of his mouth. And the dragon was wroth with the woman, and went to make war with the remnant of her seed, which keep the commandments of God and have the testimony of Jesus Christ." So let's look at the change of intensity in Satan's method in verse 13. Literally, "And when the serpent he saw with perception that he was cast out into the earth, he persecuted the woman who gave birth unto the man-child." The word "when" indicates the change. When the serpent saw that he was cast out into the earth. Now, the circumstances surrounding this casting out are important and should be briefly reviewed from Revelation 7 through 12 verses. Revelation 12:8 declares that the old serpent, the devil, was cast out because he prevailed not. He wasn't strong enough in the war against Michael. Therefore, verse 10 states that the accuser of our brethren is cast down. Revelation 12:11 declares they overcame him. How? By the blood of the Lamb. Hebrews 2:14 declares that through death, that is his death on the cross, he, that is Christ, might destroy him that had the power of death, that is the devil. Colossians 2:14 and 15 said this way, "Blotting out the handwriting of ordinances that was against us, which was contrary to us, and took it out of the way, nailing it to his cross. Having spoiled principalities and powers, he made a show of them openly, triumphing over them in it." The word who or which indicates the reason. He persecuted the woman who or which gave birth unto the male child. According to Revelation 12:1 and 2, Israel is the woman's identity. And the reason she is singled out for persecution is because she brought forth the man-child, which Revelation 12:15 plainly identifies as Christ.